Mutik. This one is for the bold ones. The people who shape their world and the winners who still put in the work. Cheers to those who start great things. When you start, you're hard to stop. You raise your game and never back down because you're bold enough to make it. To you I say, never stop. Never stop starting.
Do you know you can transfer money, buy airtime, and pay all your utility bills in just a minute? You can have access to your account anytime, anywhere. Welcome to the world of fast and easy. GT Wall. With the GT Wall, you can transfer money from one GT Co account to another, pay utility bills, get account statements, get airtime, and check your balance. With GT Wall, you can buy Ether anytime, anywhere. You can go to App Store or Play Store on your iPhone and Android devices, download the app, and enjoy. GT Co. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
So you mean say you sabi cook?
If I cook cassava leaf for you, you go bet your finger.
Cassava leaf? Na my favorite place as than dey.
If not a way you dey in hurry, I for don't cook am for you.
Me? Dey in a hurry? Who you call cassava leaf? Get outside you go. I don't cancel all thing. Go cook. Any problem?
Me? Problem. Will I go cook the cassava leaf for you?
Wife material.
Bamako, 40 yards. Na me.
Share and cabo me.
Hello, Aminata. Teach me how to cook cassava leaf now. Hello? I'm cold. You get out of me airtime back down. Hey me. I don't cook me bongo.
Run out of airtime or data? No worries at all. You can now buy airtime or data for yourself or others using AfriMoney. Dial *161*3# now.
Jesus. Wife material.
Bamako, 40 yards. Na me.
AfriMoney. Quick and easy.
Here's how to check your account balances using the My AfriCell app. On the main menu, tap My Account Info. It will take you directly to all your balances. Scroll down to see the list of balances you have, such as airtime, data bundles, voice bundles, SMS bundles, and free balances like promotional.
From our broadcasting house here on Wesley Street in Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, this is Primetime News on AYV TV and radio. You're watching us on Channel 33 and listening to us on frequency modulation 11.7. I am Sonia Jafar. Let's start with tonight's headlines. The African Young Voices AYV Media Empire appoints award-winning international correspondent Umar Fofana as the new consultant managing director. ECOWAS Parliament convened a joint committee meeting in Freetown to look into issues of street children and child exploitation. And some residents in Kleintown, Kanike, have raised concern over some demolition exercise to be carried by Sierra Leone Port Authority along the coastal area. And now for the main news. The African Young Voices AYV Media Empire has announced the appointment of the award-winning international correspondent Umar Fofana as its new consultant managing director, effective immediately. Fofana, former president of the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, LAJ, and a long-time correspondent for the BBC and other global outlets, will take on strategic leadership of the independent media house. His mandate includes strengthening AYV's television operations operation, expanding its digital footprint, and revitalizing its radio platform. Let's have the highlights.
So that is why the person we are bringing to lead from today, that person has all those pedigree. And we are going to also work with him to support him. From the UK team here, Mesa is here 24/7 in England to support him from an international perspective. I'm here as well as the CEO. The board is there. Dr. Taki is hands-on. And I'm sure the staff are there. The only thing I want to say in Creole, you will not say you're not disciplined, you're not ready, you want to go with the old ways, and not say you get for me talk with this person. Because this person, we all sabi, I'm just like how Mr. Chijan Koldon say. You know, they play with integrity. Me, when I mean, I make my party, you don't want me. You don't want me. Say, CEO, what take over? You are going to enjoy yourself. I know say you busy, but so many other things. Go enjoy. Left me, you know, and I'm going to give him the support 100%. The board is also going to give him the support 100%. And I'm pleased one for call on our always there when our staff. Follow Gian the support 100%. Because of course we get big name. Once the world knows say he's now the head, he go one for proof to the world that himself na person where they achieve. So I want to use this opportunity formally to announce to you the new consultant managing director, who is no less a person, a renowned veteran journalist for over 30 years, Mr. Umaru Fofana.
I'm very pleased to be here today. I'm no stranger to AYV. I've been with AYV for most of that 10-year period which the CEO spoke about. First of all, you guys are a remarkable group of talent, mostly young people. And there's a huge potential. And you have a massive platform called AYV. It's simply the biggest in the country. And I dare say the biggest, one of the biggest, if not the biggest in the Man River Union. Probably competing with further afield in Ivory Coast. But that is not reason for you to rest on your laurels. There is a saying by the Nigerian Nobel laureate Wole Soyinka that the ripest fruit is the saddest. When mango tick the mango then they on top, I mean party tick. The mango will rip us all man for pick. Right? Now all man for pick. Could I get long tick? Now the senapa would not get to take stone, now the senapa. See yourselves as that. And because you are the ripest fruit, you'll attract a lot of attention. And because you are conscious of the fact that you will attract attention, you must be very careful in.
Our Wake Up Sierra Leone program spotlighted a lively debate on 8 years of governance, bringing together voices from government, opposition, and civil society. Speaking during the program, Minister of Information and Civic Education, Honorable Charinoba, highlighted key achievements, including the flagship education program, Feed Salon initiative, alongside progress in the health sector. While acknowledging existing challenges, in contrast, opposition voices, including APC flag bearer aspirant Adi Makoli, argued that major gaps remain, pointing to corruption, youth unemployment, and poor conditions for teachers as evidence that more needs to be done. Adding a citizen perspective, Reverend Jibril Akagbo emphasized that despite some progress, many Sierra Leoneans still face harsh realities, particularly around economic, social, and cultural rights. Let's take the highlight.
Sierra Leone has been heading particularly in the right direction. Now let's take the flagship event initiative, which is Feed First Free Quality School Education. I think any reasonable Sierra Leonean, look, Fabian, I'm happy to be in the studio today with my brother Adi Makoli. We have an excellent relationship. I always tease him. He's my Eastern brother. When we were growing up, the primary headache for my mom was school fees. That was the primary headache. My mama, they joined Osusu for meet up for pay me school fee. It's very easy that Sierra Leoneans will now think, this was always a fait accompli. For parents all across this country, that was always the pain, the burden of education. That's the foundation. Another baseline indicator of success of any country is what, I think it's the Dalai Lama that says that you should judge a society by what they do to the last, to the least. The most marginalized people in our society for years have been poor, pregnant women. If you were a woman in Sierra Leone in 2017, a pregnancy was almost a death sentence. You had the highest chances of dying at childbirth here than in pretty much everywhere else on earth. 8 years into President Bio's tenure, we've achieved the single largest decline in maternal mortality on the face of the earth. Over 70% decline in maternal mortality. So I ask, it's a simple question. You will live longer today. Your kids are guaranteed education today. Your women will not die in childbirth today, and that's continuing to increase. The health sector in our country today produces more doctors, more nurses. We've hired thousands of new ones. We continue to open new medical facilities. In his second term, the president has focused on agriculture.
Not just on the figures, it is fact on the ground. Now let's look at the corruption scandals that have taken place within the past 8 years. Many of them, but prominent of which are these. One, you have the 49,000 bags of rice, which was donated by the Chinese government to the people of Sierra Leone for school feeding. 49,000 bags of rice of that consignment was stolen. We saw ACC bringing out, starting an investigation and pursuing a corruption prosecution. Midway, they withdrew the charges. Hundreds of thousands of young Sierra Leoneans that are unemployed live in Furabe College without job. And you have the clerk of parliament, whose wife has never darkened the walls of the House of Parliament, receiving salary as an employee.
The Ministry of Health has boosted service delivery across major referral hospitals with the procurement of 7 utility vehicles aimed at addressing long-standing mobility and logistics challenges in the health sector. The vehicles have been distributed to key hospitals across the country to support improved healthcare outcomes. Edima Kunte has more.
In a move to strengthen healthcare delivery, the Minister of Health has handed over 7 utility vehicles to major hospitals across Sierra Leone, including Connaught Hospital, Princess Christian Maternity Hospital, Oladiu Children's Hospital, and regional hospitals in Connaught, Makeni, Kenema, and Bow. The initiative is designed to address persistent transportation and logistic constraints faced by these facilities, which have often affected timely service delivery and emergency response.
Well, we know that the hospitals do an incredible work in improving health outcomes, and we know that these hospitals have challenges in terms of mobility and logistics. So the other day we have these 50-seater buses for the staff in Freetown. But if you need to carry oxygen from one location, if you need to carry a bedside monitor, it might be a little challenging taking you in the bus. So what we thought was it's really important that you have these utility vehicles, rugged utility vehicles, that will allow these medical superintendents and the hospitals to provide not only good quality care, but to be able to move around between the different facilities, move equipment, move supplies, move themselves to meetings and conferences as they work to improve health outcomes.
Recipients of the vehicles have welcomed the intervention, describing it as timely and impactful.
On behalf of the College of Medicine and by extension the University of Sierra Leone, I would like to express our sincere thanks and appreciation to the Ministry of Health, with specific reference to you, sir, for this gesture that you've given to the College of Medicine and Health Sciences. This is indeed a true recognition of the collaboration that exists between the College of Medicine and that of the Ministry of Health. We will certainly use this vehicle diligently in order to serve our people in Sierra Leone.
This will impact healthcare a lot because now for mobility we can use these vehicles to go to other facilities, like especially for us the tertiary facilities we do oversight. So we are going to be using this to do oversight. We are going to be using this for our staff also from time to time. For example, we are going to be using this to collect oxygen cylinders from other facilities across the country. We are going to be using this to go to other facilities to do outreach, to do mentorship. You know, as we all know, we are in the 300 days of activism. So this is going to be one of the big helping stones.
Health officials remain optimistic that the intervention will contribute meaningfully to improving healthcare access and service delivery across the country. Edima Conte, AYV News, Freetown.
The Kisii Ferry Terminal has received its 50,000 Leones cash prize at the Ministry of Tourism conference room after emerging winner of the first National Coastal Unity Boat Race 2026. The team edged out Susan's Bay and Moawaf in a spirited contest that brought together coastal communities across Sierra Leone. The event, organized by the Guide Foundation in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism and Cultural Affairs and donors partners, took place at Lumley Aberdeen Beach in Freetown. It marks a significant step towards promoting national unity, youth empowerment and tourism development. Our reporter Isa Bangura has more.
Under the clear skies and before a vibrant crowd, teams from across Sierra Leone's coastal communities converge on Lumley Beach for the inaugural National Coastal Unity Boat Race. The event showcased not only speed and skill on the water, but also a strong sense of unity and cultural pride. Push! After a fiercely contested race, the Kisii Ferry Terminal team surged ahead to claim the first place, taking home a cash prize of 50,000 Leones. Susan's Bay and Moaf community followed closely, earning admiration for their resilience and teamwork.
From the day when they tell we say there is going to be a boat competition, we begin train straight up there.
We began intensive training as soon as we were informed about the boat competition. Through dedication and consistent efforts, we emerged as champions. We are sincerely grateful to the organizers and sponsors for providing us with opportunity to showcase our paddling skills.
Thank you to anybody.
Organizers from the Guide Foundation say the initiative is designed to foster peace and collaboration among coastal communities while creating opportunities for young people.
Today, you can see from the 4th to the 5th, we saw all the 16 WAF communities coming together. And we see team building, fellowshipping, love, unity. And that was what we are expecting for all these community people. Today is just the crowning ceremony for the winning team. And as you can all see today, I think G Foundation again has made a landmark together with all the sponsors and the partners, Ministry of Tourism, Maritime, Navy, AFICEL, you just named them, and AYV also. But today is just to hand over the cash prizes to the winning team, and that is Kisii Ferry Terminal, Moaf, and Susan's Bay.
The race also featured vibrant cultural performances, attracting spectators and tourists alike, and showcasing the rich heritage of Sierra Leone's coastal regions. Donor partners expressed appreciation for the initiative and reaffirmed their commitment to supporting future editions.
We are grateful to the Guide Foundation for giving us the opportunity to support this initiative. As a bank, We will continue to support and participate in such initiative as part of our corporate social responsibility. I would also like to congratulate the winners and commend all those who participated in this competition.
We are proud to be part of this competition, which showcased love, unity, and care across the 16 coastal WAFs. As a company, we remain committed to supporting and strengthening the cohesion that exists among these communities.
As celebrations continue, organizers are optimistic that the National Coastal Unity Boat Race will become an annual event, further strengthening community bonds and boosting local economies. Issa Bangura, AYV News, Freetown.
This is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Stay tuned for more stories after the break.
Do you know you can transfer money by airtime and pay all your utility bills in just a minute? You can have access to your account anytime, anywhere. Welcome to the world of fast and easy. GT Wall. With the GT Wall, you can transfer money from one GT Co account to another, pay utility bills, get account statements, get airtime, and check your balance. With GT Wall, you can buy Exa anytime, anywhere. You can go to App Store or Play Store on your iPhone and Android devices, download the app, and enjoy. GT Co. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Mutig. This one is for the bold ones. The people who shape their world and the winners who still put in the work. Cheers to those who start great things. When you start, you're hard to stop. You raise your game and never back down because you're bold enough to make it. To you I say, never stop. Mutig, never stop starting.
Welcome back. I am Sonia Shafal and this is AYV's Primetime News. Thank you for joining us tonight and let's take more stories. MPs within the ECOWAS Parliament has convened a joint committee meeting in Freetown, Sierra Leone on the theme Parliamentary Approach to Safeguarding Children in Street Situation and Addressing Child Exploitation in the sub-region. The intervention came about amid a rising data of about 300,000 children living in the streets in Africa. The regional body aims to look into a pragmatic way of addressing children's vulnerability. In his opening address, Honorable Singapore Solomon Thomas says every child suffering in the street is an indictment of the government and the systems, also noting for urgent action. Samuel Tony Sawyer filing the report.
The United Nations estimates about 150 million children living in the streets globally. Also, recent development in the Sahel region have shown rapid increase in street children, with over 300,000 of them in Africa, and Sierra Leone accounting for 20,000 of them. With such an alarming statistics and the level of abuse and vulnerabilities they face, ECOWAS Parliament, in a joint committee comprising Committee on Social Affairs, Gender, Women Empowerment and Persons with Disability, Legal Affairs and Human Rights, Trade, Customs and Free Movement, and Political Affairs, Peace, Security, and the African Peer Review Mechanism, convened in Freetown to look at practical ways to tackle the menace of street children. In his opening remarks, Speaker of Sierra Leone Parliament, Honorable Singapore Solomon Thomas, noted the dire nature of the menace, also calling for urgent actions.
we must recognize that the plight of these children is not just an isolated welfare issue. It is intrinsically linked to broader questions of human rights, sustainable development, public security, and social justice. Every child forced into the streets is a silent indictment of our governance systems and a call to action. I propose that our deliberations consider the following proposals. 1, the development of a regional legislative model on child protection. 2, strengthening of cross-border mechanisms to combat child trafficking and exploitation. 3, establishment of a regional monitoring and evaluation framework to track progress. And 4, promote investment in education, vocational training, and family support systems. We must
Delving into the essence of the subject matter, various ministers of government noted the need for regional coordination.
It is only through regional solidarity and collaboration that we can translate commitments into tangible safeguards for our children. As we begin this sitting, let us reaffirm our collective responsibility to protect the rights and dignity of every child.
The dignity, safety, and future of our children across the ECOWAS region. It's manifesting trafficking, forced labor, sexual abuse, and the exploitation of children in street situations. These practices not only violate international conventions, but erode the very foundation of our societies. To address this menace, we should, as a member state and the ECOWAS region, embark on legal harmonization and reforms.
But the ultimate goal should be an harmonized ECOWAS child protection approach that will provide, without borders, legislative provinces where people who abuse our children and persons with disability can be tried regardless where these crimes are committed.
Head of the Sierra Leonean delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament, Honorable Veronica Kadisi, welcoming the delegates, urged them to ensure children within the bloc are adequately protected.
In our societies, therefore, our deliberations this week must translate into concrete recommendations and accountable steps that strengthen protection systems and promote coordinated regional responses. Let this meeting reinforce our collective resolve to ensure that no child in the ECOWAS region is left without protection, opportunity, and hope for a better future.
Representing Speaker of the ECOWAS Parliament was Honorable Guy Mario Sagna, who emphasized the urgency of safeguarding vulnerable children.
Les femmes sont vulnérables, mais elles peuvent organiser des manifestations. Les personnes âgées sont vulnérables, ils peuvent parler en leur nom, se mobiliser. Les seuls dans nos sociétés à ne pas pouvoir faire tout ce dont je viens de parler, ce sont les enfants. C'est pourquoi c'est à nous leurs grands frères, à nous leurs mères, à nous leurs pères, à nous leurs grands-pères et grand-mères de parler pour eux, de réfléchir pour eux, de prendre en charge leurs préoccupations, de prendre en charge et de défendre leurs intérêts.
The menace hold dire consequences if not handled, as children are the future. At the end of the exercise, a formidable policy framework for destroying the menace is expected to be formulated. Samuel Tony Sawyer, AYV News, Freetown.
Police officers have begun a clean exercise across parts of the Western Area Rural District, with Tumbo Park amongst the communities targeted. The initiative is being carried out alongside local authorities, focusing on key routes and public spaces. AYV's Marma Tami has more on this report.
At Tumbo Park, police officers and community members were seen clearing waste as part of an ongoing effort to improve sanitation in the area. The exercise is not limited to Tumbo. Work is also ongoing along the stretch from Juwe Junction to Newton, while another team is covering Bar Junction down to Levuma Beach. Peter Abdul Koroma, Acting Chief Administrator, says more on this.
Massive cleaning has taken place here today,
And the essence actually of this joint cleaning is to sensitize and create awareness among the people that enforcement is on the way. That those that usually used to drop garbage in front of their business places, in front of their shops, then they need to desist from that one. Because after today, any shop that we come across huge pile of garbage in front of it, the owner of that shop will be taken to court.
For residents and traders, the exercise is a visible step in areas where waste disposal remains a daily concern. District Chairlady for Tombo Park, Fatmata Kamara, speaks on behalf of the women in the market.
Some airport today, the place don't look clean, every side on park according to.
Well, I'm happy about this work. This place is now clean and everyone is properly packed. However, I'm still appealing to the government to continue this effort because we still don't have a proper market. This situation is causing accidents and even death along the highway. Also, our market produce often spoils and the burden falls mostly on the women. Even as a chairlady, it is frustrating to control and continuously evacuate people from this area. It's a difficult situation. While it's not ideal, this is their only source of income.
So me they try to papa government at the Pluto and do I may put to this market side.
As the exercise continues, attention remains on how consistent efforts like these can impact communities such as Tombo Park and surrounding areas. Maria Matomi, AYV News, Freetown.
Mining remains a vital pillar of Australia's economy, contributing significantly to the export, earning and foreign exchange. Now a new foreign investor, Barclay Investment, is seeking to enter the sector, signaling growing international interest in the country's mineral resources. Our reporter Ibrahim Ramadan Jallo gives us the report.
Mining in Sierra Leone remains a cornerstone of the country's economy, contributing more than 70% of export earnings and serve as a major source of foreign exchange. Over the years, the sector has attracted numerous international investors, playing a significant role in national development. While Chinese companies have long dominated the industry, other global players are now expanding their presence. One such entrant is Barclay Investment, a Russian-owned mining company seeking to establish operations in the country.
Barclay Investment Limited is involved in mining, and in the mining process we mine several of our minerals, including the black stone that is normally called chromite. We also mine gold and any other mineral that we come across, as long as in our mining area they are there. Besides the mining, we also do processing. And processing in this case is adding value in the whole of the sub-region in West Africa. We are going to get the first of its kind, the factory.
As part of its initial engagement, the company has visited 6 villages in Simera Chiefdom. The purpose of this visit is to pay surface rents and support local communities with food and essential items valued at approximately $30,000. This comes as the company prepares to commence mining activities.
For this particular tour, we brought a few bags of rice, about 120 bags of rice. We came with Maggi, we came with onions, we came with oil. We also made sure that we come with sweets so that we just give out to the children so that they become happy for the company. But definitely we are going to do more. As I said in the beginning, this is just a tip of the iceberg because we've started giving Starlight links so that they have free internet within the communities. I will continue to replicate that in the 6 communities that we've just highlighted. That is in my Bonto, my Sumbre here, Kalmarot, Tindaran, including my Randa. All of these communities, we want to replicate them so that when they want internet facility, they will go somewhere, they will access it and communicate everywhere in the world.
Company they don't care, the Chinese company that go. Last the 3 companies that we don't care, just like
mining companies, especially Chinese companies, have been visiting us. Whenever they come, they make many promises, but in the end, they often disappoint us. That is why this time we want to try a different company,
such as Barclay Investments.
As waiting and talk today, and a meeting, we're ready for work with them. Provided as waiting and say, then we'll do it. But once the effort.
Barclay Investment says it is committed to contributing to both community development and national economy, while the company is currently awaiting the insurance of a mining license from the government of Sierra Leone. For AYV News, Ibrahim Amadanjalo reporting.
And now for entertainment, Sierra rapper and peace ambassador Alhaji Amadou Ba, popularly known as LAJ, has once again been remanded until April 14, 2026, following his appearance before the Bo Magistrate Court. The development has sparked concern and uncertainty among his fans, particularly regarding his highly anticipated show scheduled for April 24, 2026. Many are now questioning whether the event will proceed as planned. For now, all eyes remain on his next court hearing, which is expected to provide more clarity on the situation. Until then, stay tuned to AYV Entertainment for further update. And now for the latest in sport.
Good evening, Sonia, and thank you for having me. Now for sports this evening, the Sierra Leone Mass Wrestling Association has successfully concluded its one-day second Freetown Open training seminar for coaches, administrators, players and referees at the Sierra Leone Football Association Secretariat. The seminar was held under the theme Sharing the Spirit of Mass Wrestling in Schools, Universities and Communities. Marie Esther Samoa has more story.
The seminar is part of Sierra Leone Mass Wrestling Association's ongoing effort to grow and develop mass wrestling in the country. More than 30 participants from across Sierra Leone attended the event. The seminar offered practical hands-on training with a focus on the latest techniques, competition rules, coaching methods, and administrative skills. There were also live demonstrations and detailed discussions on regulations and athlete development. The essence of mass wrestling involves two athletes sitting opposite each other, braced against a support board, each trying to pull a stick away from the other or pull their opponent over. President of the association, Noel Horton, stated that the association is committed to making mass wrestling more popular and to raising standards nationwide. He also spoke about the criteria required for competing at the international level.
We see well, don't we take this game to the school? Because we see scholarship opportunities and the way some people don't benefit the athletes and we don't think it's not like from secondary school to university. When you see them, then the international organization, they give a scholarship for go study in Russia and China. So and for tap into that, you for don't be an athlete, compete nationally and internationally, whether you win or you don't win. It's not about the medal, because we with sport, we don't too fussy about winning, win a friendship, because that's why for any two we ritual before competition and after competition is based on friendship. We are in here for greet you competitor, you bow to them, show sign of respect to them before and after the contest.
The Executive Director of the National Sports Authority, Dr. Emmanuel Safa Abdullahi, said that sport encourages discipline and should be embraced to support the country's development. He emphasized the need to make mass wrestling known and respected in Sierra Leone. According to him, the National Sports Authority is ensuring that all registered sporting disciplines continue to carry out their regular activities. At the end of the seminar, participants received certificates and are now expected to promote mass wrestling in their schools, universities, and communities. Maria Samora, AYV Sports, Freetown.
And finally, in sports, the Sierra Leone Under-17 national women's team finished their first training session on 6th April at the Sierra Leone Football Association Academy. The team is preparing to face Ivory Coast in the preliminary qualifying round of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, which will be played In 2 legs, head coach Fatima Tatui has selected 20 players for the matches. The first leg will be played on the 12th of April, with the second leg on the 17th of April 2026. Both matches will be played at the Charles Kona Bani Stadium in Ivory Coast. The team left Freetown on Tuesday, the 7th of April, traveled through Conakry, Guinea, and has now arrived safely in Ivory Coast, where they will continue preparations ahead of the first leg. And that's all for sports tonight on Primetime News. Over to you, Sonia Jafar.
Thank you very much, Solomon, for that update on the latest on sport. Well, that's all for tonight's news. For more stories, visit our website at www.ayvnews.com. If you have any comments on the news, please send us an email to info@ayvnews.com. I've been your presenter, Sonia Jafar. Many thanks for watching and listening. Do have a blessed evening.